Today, my friend and I duel in a Photon Galaxy mirror match to determine who's the true Kite Tenjo. But before I show you that, here's the deck list I used in this Photon battle, so you too can become the true Kite Tenjo. Before we get into the monsters, I do just want to mention, there's not room really for hand traps. You can play them, I don't, so take that as you will. For the monsters, we play 3 Galaxy Eyes. This is obviously, one of the most important cards of the deck. It is worth mentioning that it does have an effect. It's not a Blue Eyes White Dragon. It can use its effect to banish itself and an attacking or defending monster till the end of the battle phase. 2 Afterglow, another great card. You don't necessarily want to play 3 because it's not a card you want to see in your starting hand. It's more something you search out or activate an effect like Expedition to summon. Obviously, if it is in your hand, you do want to summon it when you can, but again, it does require having something on field first, which can sometimes take a little extra effort depending on the situation. 2 Photon Emperor, great target for Galaxy 100 and just, the extra benefit of getting an additional normal summon. 1 Galaxy Knight, great way of monster reborn in Galaxy Eyes if you need to, and it's a free level 8 as a normal summon. 3 Jumper, this is definitely one of the best cards in the deck. It can end the battle phase when your opponent attacks, again stopping a deck like Tempai, or when it hits the grave, you can also search out that Galaxy Spell or Trap, which is almost always helpful. 3 Photon Orbital, again another great searcher, basically the opposite of Photon Jumper where it allows you to search any Galaxy or Photon monster. 2 Vanisher, again this is a card that requires you to have something on field to summon, so like Afterglow, you don't necessarily want to brick on it or see a couple copies in your starting hand, so you only want to play 2. 3 Galaxy Soldier, it's important to remember this card exists because it's used as like a tech in so many other decks like Cyber Dragon, that it does work really well in its own deck, allowing you to search out pretty much any combo piece you might need. Then of course 3 Galaxy Wizard, this is a great card, basically can search out any Galaxy card you need, great monster to be able to normal summon or summon back using something like 3 copies of Galaxy Summoner, right? This card is a great monster born for the deck, and like I said, you can use this to target Galaxy Wizard and get its effect again. Last but not least, 2 interesting picks. I play 1 Curry Photon and 1 Galactic Karibo. Curry Photon is great because it can prevent you from taking damage if you pay 2,000 life points, which again can stop decks that OTK you, like Tempai. And Galactic Karibo is good for getting out an extra Galaxy Eyes if you're really struggling to find a way to, and it can also potentially trigger off Galaxy 100's effect. It's also worth mentioning that these are both light Fiend monsters, so if you did want to splash the Fiendsmith engine in here, this is definitely the way to do it, because both of these, by normal summoning, could get you full Fiendsmith combo, which is crazy. But that's it for the monsters. For the spells, I play one of the best cards in the deck, Galaxy 100. Basically, I'm Foolish Burial for the deck, and can also banish a card from your opponent's extra deck every time, once per turn when you summon a Galaxy Eyes. Or it can summon a number monster from your opponent's extra deck if they have one, which is very helpful in a mirror match, as you could probably imagine. 2 copies of Galaxy Expedition. This card is great, it basically gets you any piece you need. This is a great card to bring out Afterglow Dragon and just immediately Xyz summon with it to get its second effect to summon another Galaxy Eyes. 2 Sanctuary. This card is basically just a free Soul Flare. 2 Hyper Galaxy. This is a great card to use to just get a free Galaxy Eyes out using one of your monsters and one of your opponents, and it's quick play, so obviously you can use it on your opponent's turn. 1 Galaxy Trance and 1 Galaxy Zero. And then of course I play a couple of one-ofs like Rhoda, Foolish Burial, and Monster Reborn. Link monsters, I only play 2. I play 2 copies of Soul Flare. This card is good because it can allow you to pop a card on your opponent's turn and also add a card from your grave to your hand, but you don't really need more than 2 because you're probably not going to use more than 2. For the Xyz monsters, I play the 2 rank 4s, Galaxy Photon Dragon and Star Liege. These cards are both amazing because Star Liege is just summon a free Galaxy Eyes from your hand, or Photon Dragon, which is a free search or dump for the deck. Then I play the Cypher Dragon package, so 1 Cypher Dragon, 1 Full Armor, 1 Cypher Blade, and 1 Cypher Axe. I'll show you one of my favorite combos using these cards in a minute. Then I play the number package, so 1 number 38, 62 and its Chaos, number 90, and number 107. And then finally for the generics, I play 1 Dingirsu and 1 Zeus. Lastly, before the duel, I want to show you one of my favorite board breaking combos that may or may not come up later. So for this, you just need 2 level 8s. You'll Xyz summon using them, and you summon Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, activate its effect to steal one of your opponent's monsters. Pretend that is it. Since this monster becomes a Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, you can actually use this as material for Galaxy Eyes Cypher X Dragon. While most of the cards in the extra deck need a Galaxy Eyes Xyz to summon them, Cypher X Dragon only needs a Cypher Dragon monster, which it just so happens that your opponent's stolen monster becomes one. Then you can use Cypher X Dragon to Xyz into full armor, and use its effect detaching the Cypher X to pop one of your opponent's monsters. You don't want to detach your opponent's monsters so they don't get it back. Then you Xyz into Blade Dragon, use its effect, detaching again your card to pop one of theirs. Then after the battle phase, since only Cypher Dragon can attack directly, what I like to do is I like to Xyz it off into Zeus, just as that extra disruption should I need it. Okay, that's all I have for the combos. Now on to the main duel. So I won the die roll, and of course I chose to go first. I obviously wanted to set up number 90 and number 38 as soon as possible. So first thing I did was activate Galaxy Soldier, pitching Galaxy Jumper to search not only a monster, but a spell off Jumper's effect too. So off Jumper, I grabbed Galaxy 100, and then off of Galaxy Soldier, I grabbed Galaxy Eyes Afterglow. Then I activated 100 to send for Photon Emperor, get that additional normal summon in addition to summoning itself back. Then I did something a little weird and went straight into Soul Flare. My idea was because I had another Photon Jumper in my hand, I could use Soul Flare's effect to add back the Jumper and then get the additional normal summon still after summoning the extra Emperor, and then I could normal summon both Jumpers, and it would allow me to Xyz summon into Starliege. And I know it's the worst of the 2 Xyz, but I already had a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in my hand, which means I was able to summon it, and then also get off Afterglow. And since I had 100 on the field, I could use its effect to steal his number 38 from his extra deck, giving me the extra negate. Then I obviously summoned number 90, and I ended my turn exactly where I wanted it. I had number 38 and number 90 as negates, and then also Soul Flare for the additional disruption, since I had a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in my hand. Honestly, since I had so much disruption, there wasn't much my friend could do on his turn, and honestly, I let most of it go through. I figured I'd wait to save the negates in case he was able to get off Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon or try to steal my monsters, which thankfully he didn't. He did try to get something going with Photon Orbital, but I negated it with number 90's effect and Afterglow's effect to summon out Galaxy Eyes Photon from deck, and then from there, banish his Galaxy Photon Dragon so he couldn't use it. His turn kinda ended with him trying to attack over with Soul Flare, but I used Soul Flare's effect to pop his Soul Flare. So, on to game 2. For game 2, I'm skipping a lot of what my opponent did, just know that he ended on number 90, set Hyper Galaxy, and was able to rip one of my number 38s from my extra deck because he was able to detach Afterglow, summon Photon Dragon, and then steal that number 38 off of 100's effect. That being said, he's 2 negates in, he has a monster negate, a spell negate, but now I have to break this board. It's not a huge board, but he does still have that Hyper Galaxy set, which was making me a little nervous. But as you'll see, this is definitely where my favorite combo comes in. So without further ado, here it is. Activate Melody, discard Jumper for cost. Melody gets negated by number 38. Activate Galaxy 100 to send Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Then activate Galaxy Expedition to summon Afterglow Dragon. My opponent activates Hyper Galaxy, using my Afterglow as one of the tributes. Monster Reborn my Afterglow. And now perform the funny combo using my 2 level 8s. Using Cypher Dragon to steal his Photon Dragon, using Afterglow to get out mine. Then use Galaxy Hundreds effect to summon number 38, since I summoned a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Then pop a couple of his monsters. Crash with our Galaxy Eyes, attack directly with Cypher Dragon, and then summon Zeus. With this end board and the ability to nuke the field at any time, my opponent really couldn't do anything here, and he tried one or two things like Hyper Galaxy, and I just negated it, and that was the game. It was a pretty quick game too, and thanks to my favorite combo in this deck, I was able to completely break through his board. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to check out my new Blue Eyes video here, or check out this exclusive interview I got with a Konami representative. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.